I used to have a series called A Reseller's Truth, where I would sit and reveal different truths about myself. And I haven't done it in a long time. So maybe I'll start doing that again. But this video right here actually totally takes care of probably everything that I dislike about reselling. I don't like being a reseller. So that's the title of this video, probably. I'll see with my thumbnails and everything, how I'm going to work everything out. But I don't like reselling. And so in order for you to find out why and what I'm talking about, you stay tuned for the video. Hey friends, as you probably noticed from the intro part, I talked about how I don't like reselling. And I thought this would be something really cool to sit down and talk about, my reseller truth, my real life stuff, right? Sometimes we don't talk about these things. I'm willing to talk about a lot of things, and I'm really willing to be transparent about who I am. Listen, people go out and work a job every single day and they don't like doing that. They've gone to school for years to become something that they thought they were supposed to become, and they don't like it and they're struggling and they're having difficulties. So why should I be afraid to say I don't like reselling? I don't. It's something that I fell into. I wasn't looking for it. I didn't go to school for it. And I just do it because right now it makes me money. But originally I got into it because my husband is a reseller. My husband Thomas is Posh Dude X on the Poshmark app. He sells on Macari. And when I met him 9 years ago, it's October, our anniversary is in a few weeks. And when I met him 9 years ago, he was reselling full time on eBay and on Amazon. And so when we got married, he was a retired firefighter. So he was already retired and he was doing this reselling full time. I came into the relationship with 4 children. I could not be retired. I had to work. And I was in my 40s anyway. It was like 44 or something like that. So I had to go to work in order to help pay the bills and take care of my children because their father was not present and he didn't help me financially. So I could see every single day, like, as I'm coming in, I'm tired and I want to lay down or whatever. Thomas is like, okay, I'm going to the outlet, or I'm going so and so. This guy's got shoes for me, or whatever the situation. And I'll be like, whoa, we're literally newlyweds and we're not seeing each other. So one day I just went to him and said, show me what you do. And really not with the intent of selling, but I wanted to get an idea what he did. I already knew about the bins because that's a part of our life. When I first met Thomas, that was one of the first places he took me here in Delaware before I moved here, was to the Goodwill outlet. Before either one of us knew it was the bins. Now, mind you, my husband's a seller for over 20 years and he never even knew what the bins were. It's the Goodwill outlet to us. And I had to tell him one day what the bins were. So going to the outlet wasn't anything new. That's where we would hand our kids carts at the start of school and say, go for it. And all 4 girls would go and just have a great time picking out what they wanted for school. It was great for them until the youngest had to, move into uniforms and stuff, but they still could pick out their clothes. So this was just a hobby for me. And I didn't want to start on eBay because he was always griping and grumping about eBay. And I was like, well, that seems a little scary. And I remember this app that my sister told me about in 2015. And this was 2016, just to let you know where I'm at in there. My sister told me about this app that she sold on, which was Poshmark. And so I said, let me try it out. So I started selling on Poshmark and another app called Vinted at the same time. I didn't like the feel of Vinted, so I let that go and just kind of focus on Poshmark. Now, mind you, I was a hobbyist, wasn't interested. And this is a woman, I'm in food service. I'm coming home every day from working. At the time, I was a preschool cook. So I'm coming home from serving lunch and teaching cooking classes to, 3 and 4 year olds. So I don't know anything about selling clothes. I was a crochet designer, so I knew about making things and selling on Etsy. I sold on Etsy for 8 years, but this selling clothes as like, online reseller was new to me. So selling on Poshmark was definitely a learning experience. I started as a hobbyist with the intention of making some money to pay for my daughter's lunch. And then I was like, oh, wow, I could pay for her lunch. She can literally get whatever she wants. Because then as I got further into my career, I became a lunch lady at the local school district Most of those kids got free lunch, but my daughter started attending a high school where it was a nice high school in the city, and they weren't in the same district. I mean, sorry, in the suburbs, not in the same district. So she had to pay for lunch. And for me, knowing how much lunch costs as a lunch lady, I was like, awesome. I can pay for her lunch, and I can get myself some snacks or coffee, some nail polish or whatever, and it wouldn't come out of my work paycheck. That's where I was. Now, fast forward 2 years later, 2018, I was getting sick and tired of my job because I went from saying I only wanted to be a grunt as a lunch lady, just doing what I need to do, working my 3 hours and coming home, uh, and then got talked into being applying to be a supervisor, which they hired me, of course. So for 2 years, I was a supervisor, and I hated it because I worked in the kitchen. The people were racist; they weren't very nice, and they weren't. They didn't have a problem letting you know that they were. Now, I didn't have an issue with them because I just kind of went off and things like that, but I didn't like the way my coworkers, I don't consider people staff. We work in the same place, different titles, your coworkers to me. And so I didn't like the way that people were being treated, and then more stress level, and then having a supervisory job. I was picking things up and doing things that my body shouldn't have been doing. And at one point, I thought I had a heart attack. I had pulled my sternum, and for 3 weeks it felt like a heart attack, and I had to heal and take time off. And then I made a plan that, when I came home for the summer, that I would work. I originally gave myself a 6 month plan to meet this goal in 6 months. I sat down with my husband and I said, look, this is what I want to do. Is it okay to set this goal to come home from work? He has full health benefits. I was losing dental and vision, and he said, yes, we'll figure the rest out. So I was scared, but I added eBay, 2 eBay stores, and that was the catapult to bring me home in 3 months instead of six, save the money, have the bank accounts. And in a minute, we'll talk about why I don't like it. Okay, so I did my eBay stores. Now I'm on the full-time track. From June to August, I worked like crazy. August 17th, 2018, I emailed my letter of resignation to the director of child food services for the local school district that I work for, and said I'm not coming back. I was due to go back to work in like 5 days to set up my kitchen and get my deliveries and everything. And I was like, yo, I'm done. And I haven't looked back. Here we are. It's October 2020, and I'm living the dream. But right here, you're like, you're living the dream. Why do you hate reselling? So it doesn't fit my personality. It wasn't meant for me. Now, you've heard of seasonal and lifetime. That's like being in a relationship, seasonal or lifetime. You meet somebody, you're with them for just a little bit, for a season. They teach you some things, you mature, and once you mature, you realize that that thing is not for you. And then you meet someone who becomes your husband or your wife, and that's your lifetime, the person that you plan on spending a lifetime with. For me, reselling is seasonal. I thought that my crochet was lifetime, but my carpal tunnel and my little arthritis was like, no, it's not. You're going to have to like just do it as a little hobby now. You can't do it every day and sell like you were selling. So reselling to me is a seasonal situation. I don't like photographing. Well, the first thing I don't like is sourcing. I don't like shopping anyway. Okay, I'm like a Walmart girl. See this shirt that I have on? This is what Time and True or whatever the Walmart brand is, and I threw some. I did a little tie dye situation to it. It cost me $3 for this T-shirt. That's how I like to shop, with some jeans and some Converse. And Converse got to be on sale if I'm buying them new. And I'm okay with, of course, getting them from the thrift store, which I was doing before I even started becoming a reseller. Here's that train again. No matter what, whenever I film, the train is coming. But again, you already know, if you watch my videos, I'm not editing. So I don't like sourcing. I don't like shopping. If I can get out of the store as soon as possible, that's me. Some people do it as whatever. Years ago, when I was in a bad situation, I was a shopaholic, and I used to hide stuff from my previous husband. I just don't like it. I don't like it. I need to go and find what I need to find, grab my stuff and go. I'm not that girl looking for the bags. I'm not that girl looking for the shoes. Seriously, that's why I like online shopping. That's why I like Amazon. That's why I like buying my stuff from Poshmark. I don't like shopping. That's the first thing. Okay. I don't like um, taking photos. I don't like listing. I don't like shipping. This is real truth. Okay. Don't get me wrong. I am making money. I know how to do it now. It took me 4 years of trial and error learning. And to go back, I don't shop. So I don't know brands. I have to learn all that. I have to get into the process of getting to the store and learning comps and how to look things up and making sure I don't get anything that is a time and true, thinking it's a J. Crew. So that was a learning process that I had to learn just like everybody else. And it's a pain. You get some stuff home that looks cute, got a whole little boho theme to it, and it's Target, and you can't get, $20 for it. So it's that whole process of reselling it's too much for me, right? So I'm looking at notes. Customers are easy for me. I've always every job that I've been in is customer service. They don't bother me. Don't get me wrong, I may have my moments where I'll get a message or something like that and I just go, oh my gosh, or I'll talk to Thomas about it. I don't consider any customer a lowballer. I actually think that's a bad word. Why call your customer that? There's a price point for everyone. If you don't want their business, just say next. Don't talk about them or whatever. That's another thing. Resellers, they talk about each other too much. So that's another reason why I don't like the business too much, because of some of the other stuff that comes with it. Now, so the people part is easy. Spamming and all that, I'm used to that. Like, it's not a big deal to me. I'm not going to get online talking about it. We're people. I take that part of it out. I take the emotional, personal stuff out. Who cares if they sent me a message saying email me? If I email them, then I'm the one that's not too smart, right? um, so yes. So again, customers are good. Resellers can be mean. What I don't like about this part of the reselling part is resellers talk about each other. Too much gossip. Oh my gosh, did you know that about that person? I happen to be in a couple pictures on occasion with several people. Oh my gosh, you took a picture with that person. Yeah, I met them at Posh Fest. I met them at Posh Party Live. But did you hear? No, I don't want to hear it. It has nothing to do with me. I nip that right in the bud. I don't want to hear it. I meet people where I'm at because I'm kind. I'm pretty nice, and that's the attitude that I have. Don't bring me your stuff because I don't care about that. So getting through all that, it's just like being in high school again. It's like, I can't believe these people. I'm 50 years old, 51 years old. I think I can figure out who I want to talk to. I don't like when you're telling me. I've literally had people, even in the last couple weeks, where some ventures and people that I've had on my live or whatever, because you don't like them. That has nothing to do with me. So now that makes me look at you a different way. And I go, well, wow. So, you know, I don't know. I don't care how people look at me or think about me because they're not paying my bills. I'm hoping we get along. I've had people block me, don't even know me. Hey, that's the way life works. I definitely don't like when resellers talk about their customers. To me, it's very disrespectful. Your customers could follow you on social media. A customer is an internal and external customer, right? I'm your customer. I shop on Poshmark all the time, and never once have I paid a full price for anything. I send an offer for everything. When I'm on Poshmark or any other platform, I'm a customer. I'm not a seller. So you're going through my profile and everything. Why? What difference does that make? We want cheap stuff when we go to the thrift store. You're not going into Nordstrom Rack and paying full price. You're waiting for the red tag sale, the yellow tag sale for Ross and TJ Maxx and Marshalls, right? So are they calling you low balls because you're grabbing all the yellow tags and now it's $1? So I think the same treatment. It shouldn't make a difference if I'm a seller or whatever. At this point, I'm an internal customer, means I'm a buyer, and I should be treated with the same respect. I never go into anyone's profile to see who they're selling, how many negative reviews they have. I could care less. If the transaction doesn't go well, send my stuff back and then I move on. That's the real of how I function. Okay, so That, yes, but the thing that I don't like is, yes, we're talking about everyone else, but we're not talking about ourselves. I talk about myself. I'm transparent. When I do start getting into the deep conversations, that's when the fight's going to break out. And I have to say, keep it clean. We're just creating dialogue. We're just having a conversation. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, you should hop over there, a Reseller's Passion, and just see some of the posts. I talk about everything. I talk about lowballers. I talk about, spamming. I talk about offer to likers. I talk about everything. I talk about when new features come out. This is for all the platforms across the board. I talk about Etsy, which is my number one favorite place. And you're going to get a lot when it comes to me. I just want to start a conversation. Let's talk about some things. Let's work it out. Why don't you like that? That's why I'm making this video. I don't like reselling, and I'm talking about why I don't. It doesn't hurt to say that. I went to my job every day and I couldn't stand it. So it's nothing wrong with me saying that. I thought this was a great topic. If you've gotten this far, that means that you want to hear what I have to say. And yeah. Hey friends, I hope you liked this video. It actually turned into more than I could have imagined it to be. Sometimes when the camera's rolling, you just go for it. And that's what I like to try to do. And I thank you if you've watched the whole video. Thank you for indulging me and really showing support. If you like this video and all the videos before and you want to see some more great content, consider subscribing if you haven't to this point. Leave me a thumbs up and set the reminder for future videos. I want to let you know that I appreciate you so much. I really do. I want you to fail forward, step out on faith, move mountains, and do the things that you think that you cannot do.